Hello and welcome to Computer Tech and More. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about power tools, power tool basics of what I personally have found that I've used the most around the house, and my plans for what I would get as I add more tools. So first and foremost, this was my very first power drill. So it is a cabled model, and if you're just getting into any kind of hobbyist or really just need a basic drill of any sort, getting one that's cabled is perfectly good. You save a buck. They're a little bit less expensive than the battery powered ones. You want to look at they're rated in amps. So this is a 5.2 amp, which is kind of a middle of the road one, and higher amperage means more power. So as you go up in price, the locking mechanism gets stronger, the quality of the internal materials, the quality of the motors get more powerful and just better. So basically, like, any drill can drill through anything, but how quickly can it do it, and will it overheat or anything like that? So this one started to wear out with the locking mechanism there in the middle. So I went looking, and most of my other power tools I purchased from Tools Direct, and they're a factory blemished and vendor recertified dealer. So most of their tools are either blemished or have been factory recertified. Sorry, my camera is blowing over in the wind. I'm outside today. So this is Rigid brand, and this came as a set, and it came with the battery and the charger. So that's great. The battery comes off with a little button in the back. Eyes out, well, like that. Locks in. And this is got a 40 amp hour capacity battery. I forget how many volts, but Rigid is a very good brand. They're sort of a prosumer level, and this was apparently factory blemished, but for the life of me, I don't know where. So, but you want to make sure you have one of these extensions for your screw bits, and then just buy yourself some different drill bits, and goes from there. We're forward, back, and 2 speed settings. That's something the basic one doesn't have. So fast, much slower. So that gives you more torque. So the next piece of basic equipment that I recommend for anybody who wants power tools is generally an electric sander. So this is like a finishing type sander as opposed to an orbital, random orbital sander. And this is good for finishing. You can put fine grit or coarse grit, and you just kind of can do circle motion or press down hard. It isn't very good at, how do I say, leveling. So making a long smooth surface or an even surface, but you can get into corners and large surfaces pretty well. It's kind of a good do-it-aller. And unfortunately this one kind of wore out on me. The foam is wearing out, so I have a replacement coming, but it's not here yet. And one of the newer ones I purchased, but also hasn't arrived, is a belt sander. So that'll be good for larger surfaces and kind of flattening out an area, while this is good for like finishing off the area and making it look really finalized and nice. And they make lots of different kinds. This is just a very basic one, just on and off. You can push down harder to get more grip into the material, or keep it light to keep to do a very light sanding type thing. All right, next we got the circular saw. So with the circular saw, you can do just about everything in saw related cutting. So I like this one. I bought this one from Tools Direct. I believe it was factory blemished. Again, for the life of me, I don't know where, but that means it gets its full warranty. For factory reconditioned, they generally have a 1-year warranty, just for keeping that in mind. So I like this one. It has this little leveling bar, so I can do precision cuts. I can move this little rod, twist, 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 slide it in and out, and so I can make precision long cuts. It also has a little laser on there for tracking and stuff. I'm left-handed, so this piece of equipment is designed for right-handed people, like most things are. So it is more of a challenge for me to use because the way your grips are lined up, so the saw is further away from you, while I would cut left-handed, so the saw is actually would be on my side. So you need to learn to be a little bit ambidextrous. Let's see. So I have a chop saw. I'm going to get into that in a second. So everything I can do with that chop saw, you can technically do with a circular saw with enough effort and practice. But there are times where I would just say you need a chop saw. And this baby is probably my most used saw. I use it more than the circular saw. So I, generally speaking, haven't found myself to need to cut long strips. It's more cutting things to length. And with the chop saw, I can just set it and do that. All right, let me get my camera back set down on the ground. Try to get it stabilized. Push down. There's a little locking mechanism on the back, and it lifts up. And as you cut, the shield moves away. Circular saw, sorry, jumping back and forth, is similar. It has this protective guide so you don't cut yourself, but always exercise extreme caution. This also has a laser to mark out where it's going to cut. And the reason I find this, again, most useful is for doing precision cuts of everything the same length. And this is a real beast. I can cut through like two 2x4s, or like maybe up to 6 inches. You got a screw bolt right there for replacing it, similar to circular saw. And it's just got a bigger, more powerful motor on it than the circular saw. You don't want to take care of these, they're more expensive. But yeah, the next things that I would like to purchase for my own, I guess, crafting skills would be a jigsaw. So that would be good for doing finesse type cutting, and a bandsaw for accuracy type cuts, you know, being able to do neat little side cuts. And we're going to talk about the Dremel next, because that's my newest purchase. Alright, so this is my Dremel. It comes in this handy dandy case. It's the Dremel 4000, and I bought it as a set. Click, click. And let's open that up. It comes with this maneuvering attachment. Let's get it in there. These are the different saw blades. They look like this. This one's for metal. Most of them are in this cool little there. So it's got the sanding bits and cutting bits, all the different ones in there, and all the different attachments. Sorry, I don't know what all the attachments do. I've actually only used this one time. But here's the Dremel. So if you need one tool to do a lot of different things, so the Dremel can sort of replace the drills down there, because it does cut. You can use drill bits, but in terms of force and accuracy, I would still say the drill is better. But if you need one tool to do a lot of different things, the Dremel is a good way to go. You can get saw blades. Of course, you can only cut up to around a 1/4 inch piece of wood. But if you need fine control, the Dremel is a great way to go. So yeah, to finish up about the Dremel, it's a good versatile tool to use kind of for a little bit of everything, if that's really what you need. And I just found myself needing something that can do smaller projects than a big saws or what the drill can do. So being able to route stuff and cut into fine spaces and kind of get in there. So next I'm going to show you some of the things that I've made using my various tools. Alright, so this is my backyard. So I built this deck using the jigsaw, or not the jigsaw, the circular saw and the chop saw and my drills. So cutting everything to length and screwing everything into place. And then I've got my little garden patch and made this lovely trellis. So cut everything to length, and you know, I'm not perfect. I'm not going to say I'm a pro or anything, but I'm happy with the way everything is. See, I didn't quite cut everything. I ran out of materials there, but you know, it fits nice and flush. It's put together. There's no creaks. It's solid. Just chop everything to length. So like this board, I ran a strip along one of the 2x4s and just ran it across using the measuring bit side of the capability of the circular saw to create a nice little thin strip here, because I need to fill in this gap there. I also found one board, let's see, this one, that I need to trim down a little bit. And you know, put everything together, make a lovely little trellis. Made my son a picnic table, chalk table, kind of do-it-yourself everything table. It's got a little sand pit in there. And I went a little bit lazy on the seats, meaning I didn't measure everything to get these angles all exactly right. I just wanted it done quickly. But again, I did it all with mostly the chop saw, a little bit of circular saw to cut these custom widths here, and the drill and the sander to make everything get smooth. So that's why I recommended the ones that I did. So thank you for watching my little short video on power tools. It's outside the realm of what I normally talk about on this channel, but you know, it is technology in a way. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more content and have a great day.